All right, what do you notice about this image? And before I get into it, I did read a good comic, or two good comics this week. One of them was Robin Hood. It was a reprint from the 70s. Robin meets Little John. He challenges him to quarterstaves on a log over a little river. Robin loses. He gets knocked into the water. Robin meets Friar Tuck. He challenges him to a fight of wit and strength. Robin has to concede the fight. Robin doesn't even form the band. He is on the run from the sheriff after he gets kind of suckered into shooting a deer that was on the king's land. And the band kidnaps him and asks him to be their leader because they saw what he did. They think he's brave and stalwart and all that kind of stuff. So he's not a purse puppy. He's not the best wrestler or fighter, or he's not the best at anything, but he's the leader. Can you imagine that happening to a modern Marvel character? A little brown girl getting beat by her English betters? Twitter would be outraged. This is istophobic colonialism. Dear commie Bolshevik idiots, this is how good stories are told. In 20 years, we'll still know who Robin Hood is, but Riri the thief will be relegated to the dustbins of history. You created a character who is black, who stole from another character. Her claim to fame is that she is a derivative thief. Okay, so we know Margot Robbie because she's a sexy woman who runs around in shorts. Can she act? Who cares? The movie is about magic superheroes shooting laser beams out of their nuts. We know her because of tits and ass. If she makes a movie that is not about TNA, you've lost the old audience and you need to gain a new one. Stop blaming men for not watching your crap. Women didn't either. And if you're men, don't let them sex shame you. Be unapologetic. If you like TNA, that is a good thing. Just admit it. Be upfront about it. Who is Hollywood to tell you what to like? They covered up for Epstein, Weinstein, Woody Allen, Roman Polanski for years. They have zero moral authority to lecture us on anything. We like pretty women. Hollywood rapes them. Feminism is a Bolshevik plot to get white women to make fewer white babies. The patriarchy is a great thing. It's how civilization advances. All these women who want to fight the patriarchy are going to die single and get eaten by their cats. My sexual identity is I like blonde Swedish girls who run around in booty shorts. Respect it or you're racist. If Bird of Prey was really fighting the patriarchy, then why weren't all the women trans? DC is obviously transphobic. That is the only possible answer. Not only are trans women better than real women, but only trans women truly experience the struggle of womanhood. They are actually more oppressed and marginalized because they don't have periods and cramps. And they want them for some reason. Only trans women are in the perfect position to lead the next wave of feminism. These commies say that they're woke, but why isn't Spider-Man a gay, transracial, non-binary otherkin? If your characters aren't transsexual American Indians, you're practically a Nazi. The funny thing is, Bird of Prey wasn't that bad, but we expect these type of chick flicks to suck so bad we don't bother going to watch them. And that's not quite the term chick flicks, because chick flicks are unapologetically female movies. These are, I don't know what these are, because they're not chick flicks, because they're not made for women. They're like gender bending movies that they're seemingly made for men. I mean, I think they're trying to get the male audience because men drag women to movies, not the other way around. But they appeal to nobody. So they're not, I guess they're just woke gender bend. I don't know what they are. There's got to be a name for them. The best thing Hollywood could do is not talk about their movies beforehand. The Han Solo debacle about transsexual robots or something, or robosexuals, and the Lando Calrissian is now like not straight, even though whatever. As soon as people hear, and when people heard that, they're like, okay, I might have been on the fence before, but there's no effing way I'm gonna go see Solo now. And they just find other ways to watch it. As soon as people hear feminism and patriarchy, we lose interest. If I was Margot Robbie, I would play up my sexuality while I had it, because it does not last forever. If you want to make real, quote-unquote, movies and be serious and all that kind of thing, fine, go ahead, make them. But Bird of Prey is not that sort of movie. It's a comic book movie, you fucking retards. If you want the movie to make money, you get 5 beautiful women. You have them run around wearing almost nothing, but they use their brains to solve problems, not their brawn. Because 115-pound women are not capable of beating up 215-pound men. They need to outwit them with their brain power. Hollywood tries to sell this brainwashing that takes women out of their natural biological role as mother and into the male role of loosely protector, action hero type thing. Women don't go to war and fight. They stay home and take care of the next generation. Otherwise, there will be no next generation. At least Marvel tries to explain that Scarlett Johansson is infertile, so it makes sense that she puts herself at risk. Otherwise, the viewer looks at her and those wonderful fun bags and wonders why she isn't home breastfeeding an army. Because if she fights, it's a waste of a uterus. Men are biologically expendable. Women are valuable. There is a whole history of girl power films bombing. I guess that's the name of the genre, girl power films. So Hollywood decides to make a lesbian pirate movie, which is coming up, which might work if Johnny Depp was there having sex with them all. You're not too lesbian not to have sex with the head pirate, are you? But that is haram these days. The movie will tank, but it's not about money for them. It's about brainwashing, which sounds crazy, and yeah, I know how crazy I sound, until you look at the history of woke films that lose money. The people who control Hollywood are far from stupid. They are multi-millionaires. They know these films will lose money. They accept these losses if they can brainwash the cattle. I know it sounds a little tinfoil hat, but smart people don't repeatedly make poor decisions. If they make poor business decisions, they're doing it for a reason that you don't understand. They're playing chess, we are playing checkers. Billion-dollar cap companies don't usually throw money away. What they're doing, they do on purpose. They have 4 out of 5 women dressed in potato sacks, except the mixed girl. Her, they're trying to push sexually. And if I was her, her last name is like Smollett Bell or something. I think I would lose the Smollett and just go by the Bell part. So everyone's in a potato sack. Well, she's in a colorful costume, but it's a colorful costume not showing anything. So the only one who is pushed is her. That's kind of weird. But I'll let you come up with your own theories, because anything I say is probably verboten. The movie is saying that femininity is bad. Women don't need men. Men are abusers, so women need to act like men. Oh, and to push the blonde man bad narrative, because Germans, am I right? They had the main bad guy dye his hair blonde. Don't just passively absorb this propaganda. Start noticing coincidences that aren't really coincidences. Why is every struggle snugglist on film a white guy when the opposite is true in real life? Hollywood is at its worst when they pretend not to be the degenerate parasites they are. Hollywood is a bunch of trained monkeys who think they are like putting together Shakespeare. Hollywood Bird of Prey marketed itself as a feminist film that would tackle misogyny. And there's no sequel. Shocking. Speaking of the AP January actor, Ewan McGregor promoted the film back in January, stating, "Yeah, it's about time. We were both really proud. We talked about it. We were both really proud to be involved in a film that was a feminist film that tackled misogyny." That South Park episode of these people, these San Francisco liberals, it's like, God, South Park, they have lampooned these idiots for years. The George Clooney acceptance speech, where he caused a smug storm, and the smug was so strong because people were driving Priuses and huffing their own farts. Kind of gross, but that's pretty much what your average LA, San Francisco, New York liberal is about. They're so high on their own supply, and they're so far removed from normal people. Well, the directors and producers and the money people, they know what's up. They're doing this on purpose. But the actors, they're in La La Land. They're so coked up and out of their fucking fudging minds. God, I already said the R word, so I'm kind of screwed on YouTube. That they legitimately think this is going to be, because they're surrounded by yes men. Every idea they come up with, it's like Stephen King syndrome. Every idea you come up with is brilliant. You'll never get an editor, because if you try to edit something or tell them they've got a bad idea, you're just going to get fired, and they're going to find someone else to pay as a personal assistant for $200,000 a year. It's like, you got to hire people who will tell you no occasionally. Just tell you this is a bad idea and these are the reasons why. But, smart people do that. Smart people surround themselves with people who are smarter than them and who are willing to be honest, which is how they make a lot of money. And Hollywood people are just, they have no idea what they're doing. They're into coke parties and like Epstein Island type stuff. Anyway, I kind of got off track on this. Find me on Bitchute and DLive. Get on DLive. Download that app. It is a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, here's the blonde man bad. They dyed his hair blonde. I don't know why it's not showing up on screen. But they dyed his hair blonde to let you know that blonde men were extra special bad, even though he's not a natural blonde. Because if he had black hair, it would send the wrong message. I'll see you guys next episode.